how does the water of the brain turn into the wine of consciousness? As far as everything in the scientific story is concerned, consciousness might as well not be there, it seems, from the third-person point of view. We might as well just be giant, unconscious automata, zombies, functioning in the world, reacting to those heat sensors, giving little reports like, gosh, that's hot, reacting to it, sweating a little bit maybe and moving away. Why do we need conscious subjective experience in that picture?
And classically, the mind-body problem is something like this. How do you take atoms and molecules and physical substances that possess no consciousness whatsoever, and from that derive consciousness? That's the classic problem, as I understand it.
That's precisely it. How is it that all of this matter adds up to something as complex and as interesting and as unique somehow as consciousness? That works so well in so many other domains, the method of explanation by reduction, trying to explain, take a high-level phenomenon like life and reproduction and give an explanation of it in terms of low-level phenomena such as the molecular biology of DNA and how DNA transmits information, stores information, transmits it from one generation to the next, plays a role in the development of an organism. Eventually one gets a developing organism which grows and reproduces and adapts, and one gets a nice scientific explanation of life. That method works so well in so many domains. What's interesting is when it comes to applying that to consciousness, it seems to some extent we're banging our head against a brick wall. When it comes to some phenomena, such as the phenomena of explaining how it is, the objective phenomena of explaining how it is we react and we talk and we integrate information and so on, those problems, which I called earlier the easy problems, right? It seems that the kind of reductionist methods at least have some promise there. When it comes to the problem of explaining why all that physical stuff should be accompanied by a subjective experience, that seems as a different kind of question. It's what some philosophers have called an explanatory gap between the physical level and the level of consciousness, because no number, 10 neurons, 100 neurons, 1,000 neurons, 1,000 billion neurons, no matter how complex, nothing in that story seems to tell you why it is that anything should ever have a subjective feeling to it.
Well, of course, in recent decades, it seems as if there's been a big movement amongst the in philosophy, amongst the positivists and those who are students of, I believe it's Gilbert Ryle, when I was an undergraduate in college, we all read Gilbert Ryle, who pointed out to us that we had made a categorical mistake, that the problem of consciousness wasn't really a problem at all. It was a semantic problem, and if we'd only learn how to think about it differently, we would see that. They sort of have suggested that all of these centuries of agonizing about the problem was misguided.